Well, hello. And, I'm really excited tonight because we've got the man, the legend, the wisdom in the house. For many people today, they're incorporating speaking as part of their business, or maybe it's their entire business, and they're frustrated because I have been hearing in the shadows that the speaking industry is dead, it's shrinking, it's doing whatever, and it's really not. But it is adjusting. And Mr. Ron Story's with us tonight, so I'm not going to take a lot of his time. But Ron, I just want to say thank you very much for. Ron is a our sponsor for our speaker boot camp now, and I couldn't be more happy about that. So, but anyway, Ron's going to be really bringing us all the newest and greatest things about SpeakerHUB, and it really is a lot of fun to watch everything materialize in these areas. So, without further ado, how's that for that fanciness? Here's Ron.
Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. Good to see everyone tonight. And um, what I'm going to talk about is something that's really simple. And it's one of those things that we used to say was a scam, or like, that didn't really happen that way, or, this is some BS. But now with the AI being on our hands, and um, everybody can make software and systems and digital products now, it's no longer a scam. And what I'm talking about is the ability to get paid as a speaker while you sleep. Now, let me say it again. You have now the ability to get paid as a public speaker while you sleep. So if you used to sleepwalking, now we're going to talk about sleep talking, right? And how do you do sleep talking? Well, in the past, speakers were so rare. So there was no YouTube where there were millions of people with YouTube channels. There were no podcasts with 4 million podcasts. There were no Facebook groups and everybody's a business coach or something like that. None of those things existed. So that brought a whole new crop of speakers onto the marketplace, right? But the problem with that is that there aren't always enough stages for us to speak on while we're awake, right? In LinkedIn, there are 1.5 million speakers in LinkedIn. So if each of them, the average speaker makes about $3,000 per paid gig, if each of them were going to get paid and make a decent living at $50,000 to $60,000 a year, there would need to be 20 speaking gigs for each speaker, which means that would we would need 30 million speaking gigs that are paid. I don't think it's that many, but that doesn't mean that there aren't 30 million opportunities to get paid. And what I mean by that is this: how do you make money as a speaker while you sleep? Well, you stop defining yourself as a modality. Sometimes we hear someone say, I'm a YouTuber. And I always joke with them. And I said, hey, if I offered you 5 grand to come talk about how you make YouTube videos, would you do it? They're like, heck yeah, when do I do it? Oh, so you're a speaker. And they're like, oh, you got me. Right. And I said, hey, would you go do a corporate consulting gig on how to use YouTube for marketing at, Kraft Foods? Yeah, I would love to do that. Oh, so you're a consultant. But you told me you were a YouTuber. This person told me they were a speaker. This person told me they were a consultant. So the issue is that we have this flaw of defining ourselves by our modality, or the modality that we're the most comfortable with. So Ted may start calling himself a podcaster because that's what he's new to doing. That's the new familiar thing. His podcast is new, so I'm a podcaster. He is, but not all the time. All the time, he's Ted the brand. And the brand message needs to go out in whatever modality his audience wants to receive it in. So if some people like their coffee with no sugar, they should be able to get it at the coffee shop with no sugar. If some people like it with a little milk, like a cappuccino with a little design on the top, they should be able to get it that way at the at Starbucks. If they want it on ice, if they want it what do they call it, cold brew or as an espresso, or however you want it, you should be able to get the message or the product packaged in a way that is palatable for you to receive it. I used to read a book a week or something like that when Borders was open. And when I was a poor college kid, I used the receipt from the book as a bookmark. So I would always buy the hardback book, take the hardback wrapper off of it, keep it in the bag, put it on top of the TV, read the book, take it back, get my $15 back, and get another book, right? And that's how I read so many books because I went to Borders Library, right? As I used to call it. The same $15 got me through 100 books a year, right? But at the time, there wasn't YouTube in 1999 or 1997. But now that there's YouTube, I don't read many books. I either watch a video summary or I use Audible. But what if the writer said, I'm not gonna create an audio book because I'm a writer. I wrote this to be read, not to be listened to. They would be a knucklehead, right? So the future of thought leadership is modality agnostic. You should be able to put your message out in any mode that's necessary. And we believe so much in that at our company that we decided to look up all of the people who had already done this, that had done it right under our noses, but we didn't really realize it. So let me ask you a quick question. What is McDonald's known for? I can't hear you.
Being
You can unmute.
everywhere.
Huh? But what product are they known for?
I think
Burger.
their French fries are the big thing. They got the
Right?
best French fries. Even though they're not the best French fries, they're the best French fries.
Right? So, burgers and fries. Can we agree that McDonald's is known for burgers and fries? Right? But they have more breakfast items on the menu than they have burgers. Right? So, what they figured out is that you can be known for something, but you need to be available for other things. So, you can be known as the podcaster, but be willing to give a speech. You can be known as the YouTuber, but be willing to do consulting. You can be known as the consultant, but be willing to write a book or teach a smaller course. So, you can still be known for what you're known for, but open up the other modalities. And let me show you some people who've done that incredibly well. Let me bring up my screen here. These people have done this in an amazingly incredible way. So here we go. So here are three things that the folks I'm going to show you have in common. They made three moves every time. And those three moves is that number one, they realized they had knowledge that others needed. Well, all of us have realized that. That's why we speak or we created a podcast or we, became business owners. They packaged it beyond the speech though, or they packaged it beyond the book, or they packaged it beyond the course so that they could go in different modalities. And they made it where the income could outlive their effort. They could make it once and sell it forever. When you give a speech, unless it's recorded and put out, only the people who benefit from it are the ones that are in the room. But let me show you some examples of this. Stephen Covey with 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Last year, that book did over $250 million. Stephen Covey hasn't spoken since July 12, 2012, when he passed away. But he's generated over $10 billion from this one concept. It's books, it's been turned into certifications, corporate licensing, and even a speakers bureau where they have speakers that only speak on the 7 habits ideas. One concept, one major speech that he just decided to distribute in other ways. I bought his book. I bought the audio book in 1999 from Nightingale Conant when it came on tapes, and you had the tape thing, and then I got the CD version, right? So that shows, even though I never met him and I never heard him speak, if he didn't have that book, an audio book on the tapes, I would have never contributed to this 250. Right? Right? But let's keep going. Lisa Nichols, we see her everywhere. We see her on the Mind Valley commercials. Yeah, but she has books, she has certifications, she does live events. You go to her page, all you see is about courses. You don't see anything about her speaking on her page, right? It's estimated that over the years, she's generated over $40 million from the knowledge that she has. And I promise you, this wasn't from speaking fees. This was from everything that she's built. So we did a case study of about 12 different people. Dale Carnegie, how to win friends and influence people. Eric Thomas, right? And how he's turned that into a huge business. Um, Tony Robbins is now worth $12 billion. Bananas. But we know him as the Unleash the Power Within. That one book has turned into this huge empire. 114 companies now. Les Brown, estimated he's made $10 million because he was hungry. He ain't hungry no more if you're making 10 million bucks. I'm just saying, right? Dave Ramsey was given free budgeting seminars at churches, turned it into their Dave Ramsey show, Financial Peace University, coaching, licensing, writes books every 3 to 4 years. Company's worth over $1 billion. He has $600 million worth of real estate debt free down in Tennessee. Right? So I just wanted to show you this because I think we can learn that we're bigger than a speech. So a speech is only one way. We're really intellectual property machines. So at SpeakerHUB, we're leaning all the way into that. We want you to get paid for what you know while you sleep. And we tell the story of a lot of our folks, Bonnie. Some of y'all know Bonnie, Israel Duran, different clients who are using SpeakerHUB in order to become the next Stephen Covey, to become the next Dave Ramsey. Those guys, their run is over, right? It's like the next generation has to step up to assume those spaces. And basically, what I want everyone today to walk away with is this one idea. A speech pays you once. A training can pay you 1,000 times. The knowledge is the same. The only difference is the packaging. And we want to make that really easy. So even if you don't use SpeakerHUB, we created a process that we call the Speaker Flywheel. And I want to share that with you here in a bigger, fancier thing, because anybody can do this. We just wanted to make it easier to do. The first thing you need is a storefront. You need a website, a speaker profile for free on SpeakerHUB, or some place to tell people that you're available. That whether it's a podcast in iTunes, a YouTube channel, but you need a place to send people so that they can see and experience your thought leadership. Once you have, the example of that is AirPods. They don't just sell these at the Apple Store. I can go buy them at Walmart. I can pick them up at Target. I can pick them up online on Amazon. You want to get your product on multiple stages or multiple store shelves, right? And then you have to tell people that your product is available. Hey, I got these AirPods. Find them at such and such, right? Hi, I'm available to speak for any gig that's locally in Denver or any place within a 2-hour drive from Denver, or I'm available worldwide, or I'm available in South America. But you got to let people know that you have a product on the shelf, which is you. After you do that, go and give that speech. Go on that podcast. Come and do a webinar at night like I'm doing right now. And deliver that talk and make sure people walk away with value so that they can leave you a great review. That review, you should be able to take those people and put them directly into a community, on an email list, or something of that sort. Why? Because even if you didn't get paid here to show up to speak or to do the webinar or to appear on the podcast, If they join your community and they like what you're doing, they can eventually buy your courses or hire you as a consultant and buy your other services down the road. What do you think those reviews, that community, and those sales do? They boost your profile. You get more followers, more reviews, more confidence when you reach out, which means you're going to get booked more, which means you're going to get more reviews. Your community is going to get larger. You're going to sell more courses. It's going to strengthen your profile. And you see how this flywheel just keeps going and going and going and going. This is the difference. This is the huge difference between the speaker of yesterday and the speaker of today and tomorrow. Because if you're able to do this, here's what ends up happening. What ends up happening is this. You start off and you end up with community income, right? You end up with training income. You end up with product income. You end up with income from the stage and services and consulting income. So you're not just limited to the one thing that you do. And here's how I like to say it. Let me see if I have a quote that I had here, a comparison here. The speakers of old, they had one income stream, which was the speaking fee. When they stopped talking, they stopped making money. The knowledge was delivered once and they got paid once because everybody wasn't carried around camcorders, right? There was no leverage on the time and expertise. Today, you should be able to generate 5 streams of income at least from one message. That income continues between and beyond your speaking, right? So when you're on stage, when you get off stage, and long after you're gone, hopefully my daughter and my son are still benefiting from the work that I put in while I was alive, just like Stephen Covey's son is still benefiting from his dad's work. If you go to the Franklin Covey page, Stephen Covey Jr., as I like to call him, is now the face of the company. I can't give my kids my speech to give. And if you don't believe me, and this is no offense to the King family, but Martin Luther King's sons haven't been as successful as he was at giving that daggone I Have a Dream speech. They've tried. They try it every year in February, but it don't ring like daddy's, right? But if they could have kept some other intellectual property going, if he didn't, unfortunately get killed early, imagine how much more could have been going on to protect that legacy and to continue the work of their dad. So we believe that the speakers today, their knowledge is packaged to pay repeatedly. You should be continually getting paid. Continually, right? The speaking, the writing, the courses, all of that stuff, right? So that's really where we're going. This is really what we want to help you guys to do. I want to open it up for questions because I think that this is a message that is really easy to understand. I want to be able to build it once and sell it forever. I want to be able to pass it down. I want to be able to pass my book to my daughter, the royalties from it. I want to be able to pass the royalties from my courses to my kids. Hopefully they don't get to collect on them for the next 70 years because I don't want to die. But I want to be able to pass them on at some point if they're still relevant. So any questions about what I just shared? No? All right. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. No, just
I
playing.
have raised my hand.
Lynn Marie, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Ron, it is such a pleasure to meet you because I feel like you're speaking exactly to me right now. Because I've been a consultant, I've been trained and certified as a coach, and I recently took 30 years of consulting, all my knowledge, and I'm building a platform where I can use Rumble, other stations. So rather than taking all this wisdom from one client to one client, I've elected to hit 1 billion people at one time. And
Mhm.
so in that is a relationship of everything that you put together. And I'm so excited that I'm here to listen to your message because I definitely want to engage with you. I'm learning a lot. And I think what's more beautiful for me is it just reinforced everything I've been working on for the last 6 months has meaning and purpose. And I thank you for giving me that validation tonight. Thank
Oh
you.
no, 100%, 100%. That means a lot. When you're working on solving a problem, and you sometimes, someone said that the best businesses are built on secrets, and what they were meaning was not trying to keep the 11 herbs and spices hidden. It was really built around you see something that nobody else sees, and it's only a secret to you. It doesn't even exist to them, right? A guy by the name of Jim McKelvey, he wrote a book called The Innovation Stack. And he said the best companies have what they call product founder fit. We've heard of product market fit, but product founder fit means that this is a problem that only this person could have solved because they saw it from this perspective, and that their history of what they worked on in the past caused them to build it this way, right? Henry Ford said if he would have asked his customers what they wanted, they would have asked for a faster horse, right? Because cars weren't really big at the time, right? So sometimes your perspective, Lynn Marie, when you're building, you may be the only person to see it, but your job is to take it to the market and to gather founders, gather followers that will follow you and go with you to support and to reinforce once they see it, right? So let me give you something that another person said that I thought was brilliant. They said founders of companies or thought leaders have two things: hallucinations or visions. You have one or two things. Either you have an hallucination or a vision. You can tell the vision and how big it is by the number of people that choose to see it along with them, right? Some stuff we hear, it's crazy at the beginning. It sounds like a hallucination. But over time, they fleshed it out and they put the bones on it, and everything just lines up. Imagine, let me show you how crazy this is. How many of y'all remember this? What does this mean? If I'm standing on the side of the road and I'm doing this, what does this mean?
I need a
What am I
ride.
trying to do? Huh?
Hitchhike. I need
Trying
a
to get a
ride.
ride, right? Right? Let me show you the modern version of that. Same thing. 30 years ago, if you said, I'm gonna pick up strangers and take them home, you're gonna pick up an axe murderer. They're gonna cut your head off. That's all this is strangers giving strangers rides. So sometimes you're not right now, but you may be right in the future, right? I may not be right now, but without the iPhone and the internet and high speed cameras and all of that, GPS, Uber doesn't replace the thumb. So I want you all to believe that, hey, you got to build it when no one else sees it. But once the time arrives, everyone else will pick up on your vision, Lynn Marie, Cheryl, Ted, right? That's why Gary's so big on Ted not saying try. He's like, just do it. Everybody won't see your vision right now. Just build it. Those who see your vision and where you're trying to go, they'll join you and they'll become your biggest ambassadors. So at SpeakerHUB, we don't believe in a sales funnel. It's a word that we never use. We believe in a sales megaphone. And let me tell you the difference. If you take a sales funnel and you turn it upside down, or if you take a funnel and you turn it upside down, you get one of those cheerleader megaphones. And what that means is find a few people and give them the best service ever. And then they'll go tell the next layer of people. And then they'll go tell the next layer. I don't want to blab to a bunch of folks and see who sticks. I want to build a group of ambassadors that love the product, that love my message, and be able to explain it to them in a way where they can tell the message for me. Right? So I want to share something and then I want to show you how we can help you. But this video tells the story of what we're trying to do. And it's a video by a guy named Derek Sivers, and it's called The Power of the First Followers. And as you guys go forward with becoming thought leaders and expanding your thought leadership, this first follower concept is going to be really important because you realize for the first time it was never about you, right? So let's see.
If you've learned a lot about leadership and making a movement, then let's watch a movement happen start to finish in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons. First, of course, a leader needs the guts to stand alone and look. But what he's doing is so simple, it's almost instructional. This is key. You must be easy to follow. Now here comes the first follower with a crucial role. He publicly shows everyone else how to follow. Notice how the leader embraces him as an equal. So it's not about the leader anymore. It's about them, plural. Notice how he's calling to his friends to join in. So it takes guts to be a first follower. You stand out and you brave ridicule yourself. Being a first follower is an underappreciated form of leadership. The first follower transforms a lone nut into a leader. If the leader is the flint, the first follower is the spark that really makes the fire. Now here's the second follower. This is a turning point. It's proof the first has done well. Now it's not a lone nut and it's not two nuts. 3 is a crowd and a crowd is news. A movement must be public. Make sure outsiders see more than just the leader. Everyone needs to see the followers because new followers emulate followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, then 3 more immediately. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point, and now we have a movement. As more people jump in, it's no longer risky. If they were on the fence before, there's no reason not to join in now. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, and they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. And over the next minute you'll see the rest who prefer to stay part of the crowd, because eventually they'd be ridiculed for not joining. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how a movement is made. So let's recap what we've learned. If you are a version of the shirtless dancing guy, all alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals, making everything clearly about the movement, not you. Be public, be easy to follow. But the biggest lesson here, did you catch it? Leadership is over-glorified. Yes, it started with the shirtless guy, and he'll get all the credit, but you saw what really happened. It was the first follower that transformed a lone nut into a leader. There's no movement without the first follower. See, we're told that we all need to be leaders, but that would be really ineffective. The best way to make a movement, if you really care, is to courageously follow and show others how to follow. When you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first person to stand up and join in.
Here's to the lone nuts. I guess that's the best way to say it, right? That's really what it's about, guys. We get out there, we're dancing by ourselves, and we think we're underappreciated, right? Even our family and friends who came to the concert with us aren't dancing with us, and they know that we're not crazy, but they're willing to let us look crazy because they don't want to be ridiculed, because maybe they don't know how to do the dance that we're sharing with them. But if we just keep doing it long enough, somebody will understand exactly what we're talking about. And then they release the shame from other people that they may have in following you. And it really just takes enough time. Imagine if he just sat down, was like, well, nobody wants to dance with me, so I'm just going to sit down. Well, here's the thing. He never stood up to try to get people to dance with him. He wasn't saying, come over here, come with me, dance, dance. He just did his thing, and it released the ability for other people to let go of their shame. He leaned into doing his own dance. So I want to show you how we're going to help you to do this at SpeakerHUB. We have put together our final pieces of the puzzle that solve all 6 of these stages. We can help you to put your stuff on our store shelf that gets over 1 million visits a month to our website. We have over 4 million opportunities for you to reach out to different people. We can help you prepare for your speeches. We can help you do the entire thing. So I want to share that with you and how we do it, and then invite you to join this lone knucklehead, which is me, in this mission to help more people get their messages out. So we can help you to build your profile with what we call speaker page. We help you to do outreach with our almost 4 million leads in speaker leads. We help you to manage all of this stuff and to prepare with Speaker CRM. We have Speaker CTA, which is our QR code that helps you to gather reviews that you'll see in a couple moments. Once those reviews are captured, the people are put into your hub community where they have access to your products, services, and trainings in your speaker library. And it just keeps building and building and building. So I'm going to show you mine, right? And I'll show you how easy it is to use the new SpeakerHUB. So this is your storefront. This is your profile. You can put a video up there if you want people to see your video, to see you speaking. You can put whatever banner you want at the top. But on the homepage, they're going to get to see a little bit about you, your signature programs, and your community, any courses you have, tools, products, and services. This is just like your own Amazon page, but it's not on Amazon, right? But it's your own little storefront. Now, let me show you the great thing about this. I'm going to show you why this is so important. I'm going to just pick some random people out of here. I'm going to go back to like page. Let me just type in business speakers and see who comes up, right? And let's go with Cassandra Carson. Anybody know Cassandra? I don't know Cassandra Carson, but event planners, when they're looking for Cassandra Carson, they're going to look for her. But does this look like Cassandra Carson that we just saw? No, because there's somebody else with a similar name that is in jail, looks like, right? But what are event planners going to type in? They're going to put speaker behind it. And what we know is, let's see, when we come over here, did I spell it right? There we go. Cassandra Carson, speaker. Show me the one that I asked for, right? So usually her SpeakerHUB page would normally pop up there, but I don't know. Maybe she's been on our site for too little bit of a time. But I can show you some other folks that when we put them in, they actually show up like automatically because of our ranking in Google. But it seems like Cassandra is pretty popular, the rock star lady, right? Look at that. There we go. You see, I put in Nicole Smith. It came up before her LinkedIn, before her Instagram, and all of that. So our SEO is really strong if you are in our directory, right? If they're looking for that speaker, that thought leader, they're going to find you, right? But once they find you, what happens? So let me go back to my hub here. Once someone finds me, I want them to have the ability to join my community, right? I want them to be in my community so that I can follow up with them and keep them in touch with what we do. Let me explain to you the difference of why this is so important. On Facebook, there are your close family and friends. Everybody who you got on your Facebook, hey, how's the grandkids? How's the graduation? Oh, they saw your puppy. It is close family and friends. Instagram is friends and strangers. You don't really care who follows you on Instagram. You don't even have to approve them for them to follow you on Instagram. LinkedIn is colleagues at your job where you show off your experience. But you may not want your colleagues to know you got a side gig with your little courses and your trainings that it may be your off ramp to leave the job. So you don't want to let your manager know, right? So a lot of speakers, they don't put speaker on their LinkedIn profile because they don't want their manager to know that they're doing speaking gigs on the side. They will hide it. They will say, I can't do it because it's a conflict of what I do at work. I can't be a consultant and do this because they'll start asking questions. Well, that's what SpeakerHUB is for. SpeakerHUB is not for your family members. It is not for the strangers. It is not for your colleagues. It is for the people who want to learn how not to be shy. You don't want your coworkers to know that you're shy. but I'm gonna go join this shyness community and help to get over it so that I can get that promotion I want at the job. Do you see what I mean? So SpeakerHUB is designed to help you to build community around your uniqueness and your unique dance that you're out there doing. And you said, everybody who dance like this, come on over and dance with us in our community. You create trainings around your expertise. I'm sure Ted has a unique method to help people to overcome their shyness that nobody else may not talk about. And no, frankly, nobody else may even have thought about trying to develop. But his unique experience, his innovation stack, right, is what made him develop that, because I don't see it. I don't see the shy side. But his point of view and his experiences allowed him to make a course that nobody else could have ever made, right? Allowed him to create products and services that nobody else could have ever made. Allows him to create unique tools that nobody else could have ever made. So I want to show you how this works. So if we were to look at that first part of, where is it? Where did my page go? It went away. I'll bring it back up here. If we look at that first section, which is the storefront, do you see where that is? You see how we solved that already, right? With all of your reviews and everything. Now I'm going to take you to the second part, right? Here is part 2. 1 second. The second part is outreach. Now you got your storefront set up. Go on some podcasts. Start telling people about what you do, right? So you see, our AI system is automatically recommending me to podcasts. I didn't type in anything to search, but it's automatically showing me marketing and sales podcasts because it already knows what I do in my speaker profile. That whole profile got everything about me, all of my courses. So it said, here are the podcasts you should go promote your course on. Here are the local associations in Denver you should go talk about your course in front of. Look at that. It knows that I'm Black. National Black Chamber of Commerce right at the top. Like, AI is smart as hell. But you notice I didn't have to prompt or copy and paste anything. It's just built in where it works naturally with you, right? It's going to tell me the conferences I should go speak at. Now, I want to reach out to this conference. Do I need to go copy and paste something over into Chat GPT? No. I click connect. The system reads what the conference is about, takes what it knows about me, and it writes a personalized email directly to Jamie over at that conference. So we've solved the second part, right? We got your store. Now we got stages for you to go talk about the stuff that's in the store. Now all I got to do is go show up at that event. So I send out the email. I manage those emails right here. I can see the ones I'm waiting to reach out to, the ones that I've already reached out to, and the ones that I'm in conversation with. Can we go and give the speech for you, Lynn Marie? No. But can we help you prepare? Yeah. We know what the podcast is about. We know what you talk about. Here are the topics you probably should cover for that podcast or for that speech. You ain't got to copy it over in the Chat GPT. It's already done. Right? Now, here's one of the biggest things that people asked about. Well, man, I got to go in and send 700 things. A month ago you did. Today we have campaigns. Well, all you have to do is go in, Gary Barnes follow-up. You know what this is? This was me following up with the people that gave me reviews from Gary's event the last time. All automated, and they had no clue. Why? Because the system personalized the emails and set it up to go out one every 7 minutes, gave them the prize that I promised them. Everything that we promised them, they got it all right here with the follow-up email to make sure that they got it. And I didn't have to go and send all of those emails individually. All I had to do was put the people I wanted to follow up with on a list and let the AI system run on its own. You don't need all this open claw agent, this. You don't need that. All you need to do is have a vision and use SpeakerHUB. Because if you can use Google, which is search, Amazon, which is add to cart, and everybody knows how to add to cart on Amazon. And if you can use Gmail, you can use what we're doing. Does this make sense? So this is the gist of what we've built. Now, the cool thing about it is that that solved that second problem, right? That solved number two. I got my storefront. I got automated outreach. I got prepared when I got booked. Well, what's next? I got to capture the leads. So here's the great thing about it. It's called Speaker CTA. Speaker CTA allows you to go ahead and capture testimonials directly on your speaker page. So when someone leaves you a review, they show up right there on your speaker page. If you give them the QR, which I'm going to demonstrate here, I can create a QR for my event and I can put it on my slides. When I go on a podcast, watch this. I'm going to go ahead and create a QR here for this event here. And I'm going to call it Gary Barnes. See, I got it's already in my memory because I be doing these. Gary and I work together all the time. Got to make this the April one, right? And we're going to call this Thursday night webinar, right? So I can put a resource here that I want them to download. Maybe it's something else, but maybe I just want them to join my SpeakerHUB, right? Maybe I want them to join my community on SpeakerHUB. So I'm going to put that in there, right? And I'm going to show you why that's important. You'll see in 1 second, right? Let me put my link in here to my free gift that everyone will get. Make sure my page works, and then let me just test it. So you can see how easy this is to build. You don't need to be a genius to make this work. You can be very, very untech savvy, as I like to say, and still make this thing work, right? There's my speaker page. I'm just going to copy that and tell them to come on over here and join my SpeakerHUB. And there's my QR code. Now, my code is ready. I can download it, and I can also just put the link in the chat. So I'm going to put the link in the chat here for those who are here. If you want to go ahead and leave me a review, I have a really cool gift for you on the other side. I'm going to give you access to a course that we created called From Unknown to Undeniable. If you're watching the replay, take out your phone and just shine it at the screen, and it'll ask you to leave me a review. You'll get access to our paid course called From Unknown to Undeniable. It's available in my hub on SpeakerHUB. So you'll get access to that. Normally we sell it. I'm going to give you access to it for free, right? So that's the fourth part. You see that? Let me go and show you the fourth thing that we just did. Created a profile, showed you how to do outreach, prepared you for the speech, gave you the reviews, right? Capture the reviews with the speaker QR. You see that, Lynn Marie? Does any of this feel impossible? Pretty simple, right? So let me show you the beautiful part. Here's the cool part. So with that link, I don't know if I put the link in the chat, and when someone fills out that review, it automatically shows up directly on your speaker page. So right here, I have 445, and my testimonials are right there. They're right there live. I can pick the ones I want to show off, right? Some people won't put their 4s up there. I'm going to put my 4s because I know everybody don't like me. I ain't ashamed of it. I'm not going to put all 5s. I'm going to show you the bruises, right? But I got 445 reviews. Now, why is that important? Everybody who leaves a review, they automatically get invited to be a part of my hub and my community, right? Before I show you this, I want to, because this is magic. This is like the magic trick of what we do. I want to answer any questions about what you've seen so far. Does it seem like, oh, I can now be this thought leader beyond a speaker? Because even if I go on a podcast, I have something to offer. Even if I write an article in a magazine, I have a place to send them. Even if I go talk in a local group, I can get a review and put them in my community so that I can manage and nurture them over time, right? You can email them just like you saw me put them on a campaign. You can do your group members the same way, and you can keep in touch with them. Any questions about what we've seen before I go into the part and show you how we've created something that has never been done in our speaking industry, in the thought leader industry, when it comes to creating courses or trainings?
Cheryl had a question.
Cheryl, what's up?
It was in the chat.
Oh yeah, I'm really bad at reading the chats. Let me see what's in the chat. You can
You-
always tweak the
you're
copy
muted,
and personalize
Cheryl,
it
you're
more.
muted.
Yep, you can edit any of those emails. You can always go in and change what the AI said.
Yeah, so that thank you, Gary, for reminding me I was muted. I forget sometimes. That was the big thing, is to remind everybody that you if you want to tweak it, the AI is great, but if you want to give it that extra personalized, customized, your own personal flavor, I just wanted to make sure
Yeah,
we're good
no,
to
that's
go.
you. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing: we know what we've done is we took over 500,000 emails, right? That I used to run a booking agency, so I took the emails that I got people booked before I owned SpeakerHUB. I booked 14,000 meetings with event planners. So I took those emails, put them in, and said these are the ones that work. Base everything off of this. If you go to any of our competitors in the speaking business that do outreach, in their trainings is my stuff. They say, Ron Story taught this on this day, right? So we've created the industry. So you're working with the best tools that's out there, right? We want you all in one place, not all over the place, needing a CRM, this thing, that thing, blah, 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 right? Any other questions before I show you this cool little thing that I think is magical? Does anyone on here now have a course or any type of digital product, right? And where is your course hosted currently, Cheryl?
It's going back onto the website that I am currently redesigning.
Okay. Did you host
Yeah.
it in Teachable or someplace else? Where's
Uh,
the actual course mechanics?
All of it. Well, there was Kartra, which I hate. Kajabi, I hate more. So I'm always looking for the better place.
Okay. I'm going to show you something I think is pretty interesting, right? Because what we've learned is everybody got an iPhone, right?
Oh yeah.
You ever been
Should
in
be.
settings, right? Most people got an iPhone or Android. When you go into settings, there are tabs in this thing I've never clicked on. Like, you ever seen somebody when they phone ring, the light blinks? I don't know how to do that. I'm like, how you get the light to blink whenever your phone rings? Well, that's some accessibility feature, blah, blah, blah. There are tabs inside of the phone that we don't need. Most of us who are over 40, we came from a phone that didn't have a screen that you had to do like this, right? That was as technologically advanced as it was. And depending on how far you went, that told it whether it was a 2 or a 0, right? So what we wanted to do is to take the things that were essential for building trainings and only focus on those. All of the extra stuff, you can't do it over here. But the stuff you need to make some money, you can do that. And it is the best in class. So I want to share that with you right now, right? So, Lynn Marie, you have a course or a training currently?
Well, my course is at Dr. Gallagher, the digital. And then
Okay.
I'm building one called The Path of Prosperity with 4 different pillars. And I'm not in a place to put it anywhere yet because it's under construction.
Okay. Do you have a website?
I do have a website.
What's your website?
It's The Voice of Hope, Lynn Marie Mann.
Thevoiceofhope.com
You
or
can
what
just
is it?
put Voice of Hope Lynn Marie Mann. Yeah, take out the because it's just Voice of Hope Lynn Marie Mann.
Okay. All right. And what's on the backside?
Go ahead, open up.
Is it .com?
Yes.
Let's see. I'm going to do a search
You
and
can
see what comes
probably
up.
get it just by Lynn Marie, so don't put out in there.
There it is. LMC.
There I
This
am.
is you right here. Yep. Voice of Hope dash LMC.
Yes.
Is this you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do something really cool here. Watch this. I'm just going to take your website. I don't need anything else. I'm going to take this website. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to create a training based on your website. I can go in and manually and do all of that, but I'm just going to paste that in and say, give me a basic intro to Lynn Marie for beginners. And I click that button. It's going to look at everything we know about your website, look at your core ideas that you have on the website, and introduce people to you for the first time.
Nice.
Right? So give it about 15 more seconds. Now, someone could take this and paste it in the chat GPT. Oh, that ain't that good, Ron. I could do that on my own. Hold my beer. I got something for you. I promise you what I'm about to show you is going to be bananas. So yes, you could paste this in the chat GPT and get an outline for a course. That is not magic at all. Everybody could do this if you got a chat GPT or a Claude account. But you see, we automatically went ahead and outlined things into results for beginners. Does that sound accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the module 1, your vision, the mindset. Module 2, your limiting beliefs, confidence building. Module 3, resilience, review, and purpose-driven steps. Is this accurate?
Yes, in fact, that's also what I'm building the path of prosperity on 4 pillars, which rolls up into learning opportunities to introduce them to the Thinking into Results mindset program.
So imagine if you already had a memo on the program. Instead of me putting in the website, you put your memo. Exactly. You took that and you just pasted that in.
Yeah.
It would go ahead and it would build it accordingly. But here's the magic point. Cheryl, how long did it take for you to put your course into Teachable or Kajabi's or whatever it's called?
Enough time where I got hoarse from swearing, Ron.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
faster than you can say shit, we're going to create your course. Right? So there it is. It's already done. Every module is already there. It's drag and droppable. You don't have to build anything, any modules. And it's okay to say shit. You can say it because this is freaking amazing. Do you see? All you need to do is record the videos and put the URL in, and it is all ready to go. I can go ahead and click preview right here, and it's already built with all the modules of what she said. When I click start course, every module is live. All we need to do is put in the video of you teaching it. This is the first of its kind in the industry. This is a game changer to take everybody from trying to be techno nerds and figuring out the process and just say, let me get my stuff on the shelf.
And you just put this out. You literally just released this, didn't you?
Yeah, Friday. Friday was the first day.
Damn, Ron, this is amazing.
Right? Friday was the first day this was made available. Do you see how quick that was?
This is amazing.
Incredible. That's it. See? I like that. Cheryl chose a different 4-letter word than what I chose, but you can see we went ahead and you can build this. And if it doesn't have all the modules you want, you can just click add a new module. I can just click add a new lesson. I want to add a new assignment. It's automatically there and it's already available. Right? So now I have my courses and they show up automatically in my store. On my hub. They're already there. You'll see it right there. If I go to view all of my courses are right there on my page for someone to be able to purchase. Go ahead.
So can we take this and use it as a link on our website as well so that we get maximum exposure everywhere?
Exactly. Yep. So you can share your SpeakerHUB page wherever you would like, no different than you share your Instagram or you share your LinkedIn, right? But we have something even better for you, Cheryl, that's even more amazing than this, right? And I want to kind of build up to it, but I want to share, here's digital products. So every week, Gary always has a call. You can schedule a weekly call for your members, just like Gary does. You can schedule a one-off. You can give them a PDF resource of your frameworks, all in the digital product section. All you do is paste the link and you choose if you want it for paid or free members.
Hold up. So you're saying if we've got a group Q&A or something, we can incorporate it here as well?
Yeah, the members of your group, you can make them available to come and do their thing here. You just paste the Zoom link and they show up. We have solved the entire circle. All right. Now, let me show you something else. Here's the magic. How many of y'all have ever been excited to give somebody a PDF? Anybody ever been excited? Like, let me show you my PDF. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Why? Because you know they're not going to read it. They may look over it. It may become a cheat sheet, but once they get home, it's dead. They done forgot all about it. Now, what's a unique way for someone to experience what TED does? To actually experience TED. Now, TED gonna be sleeping, but somebody should still be able to understand TED's philosophies. So we created something called Tools. Tools allows every speaker to create a unique app for themselves that demonstrates their abilities. So we give you some templates to kind of show you. So if Gary wanted a keynote talk planner based on his breakthrough, business breakthrough conference philosophies and the Beaver, he could put the Beaver system in there, right? Is it a Beaver or a chipmunk? I can't remember. It's the Beaver, right? He could put the Beaver keynote strategy in there. If someone wanted something else, whatever, they want to pitch investors, they want to learn executive presence, whatever they want to learn. But today, I want to make something on shyness, because that's what TED talks about. And we're going to call it the shyness evaporator. Right? Get rid of shyness using the TED method, right? And it's going to be a basic action plan, right? Now, Ted, if you were going to ask me 5 questions about my shyness and how to diagnose me or whatever, help me get over it, give me a roadmap to kind of figure it out, what would be the first question you would ask me?
Well, first off would be, what really caused your shyness, so that then you can tell what
caused your shyness. Okay. And what would be the next question?
Are there certain situations that you're shy?
In what situations are you shy? Okay. And what's the third question?
And then because you're shy, what have you noticed?
Because you're shy, what? I didn't hear the last part.
What have you noticed?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of your shyness, what have you noticed? All right. I'm going to add another one just to demonstrate our ability to add other questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how shy are you? 1, kinda, to 10, terrified. Right? And then one more question. Give me another one. We can stop at 4, but what's another?
Yeah.
Let's stop at 4, right? Boom. So now I click next, and we want it to be empathetic, so I can pick the tone, right? And do you have a website currently, Ted, or a book or something?
Yeah.
Where's your stuff at?
TedSimmonsSpeaks.com.
Book me to speak. There we go. Right. From shyness to superhero.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Boom. I'm going to take this here. Right. And is this available on, oh, it's not out yet. Right.
It's not.
So, all right. So let's do this. I'm going to take these. Boom. I wish I had a more of a like a blog post or something that had your philosophies in it. So I just want to find one. Arise quietly. I'm going to pick this.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to use this as the framework. Right now, guys, this isn't going to be perfect because I'm just kind of bastardizing the stuff. But imagine if he took the time and put his full framework in here for context. Does that make sense? The goal, give the person a clear roadmap to help them overcome their shyness based on the context doc above. Now, this took us what, 4 minutes? Something like that, right? And we're just going to create the tool. Now we have the shyness evaporator right there. Anybody can come in and says, what caused your shyness? Women, right? In what situations are you shy? In bars and nightclubs, right? Because of your shyness, what have you noticed? I drink a lot. On a scale of 1 to 10, how shy are you? Right? 9. And I'm going to click generate. So what this is doing is that it's going through the philosophy that we know about TED, and it's going to go ahead and give me an action plan based on what you shared. 9 out of 10 shyness in bars and noticing that you drink a lot. Your clearest path is to adopt the arise quietly targets. 1 meaningful interaction, repeatable scripts, structured observance, connect, release cycles, and pre-decided exit routes to reduce your fear. Because alcohol is currently playing a large role, prioritize a safer planned approach for nights out so your confidence can be built by evidence, self-trust, rather than by coping. This is for informational purposes, does not constitute, it should say like medical advice, but it says financial advice. Number 1, make the goal, quit hiding, become loud. Number 2, visibility target. Number 3, plan pre-arrival ritual to lower your adrenaline. I mean, this is bananas. And if somebody else puts it in, they don't get the same thing, but they get the same counsel from Ted. This is based on what he taught in one blog post. So imagine if he put his full doctrine in there, how much more accurate it would be and feel more like they worked with Ted. This is a game changer because now when you share this, you get that lead. That person becomes a part of your community. You can share this on LinkedIn. You can share this on your website. You can embed it on your website as a quiz that someone can take. This makes you a true thought leader. You don't need to learn how to be a techno wizard. You just need to learn how to share your message. This changes everything, right? It's bananas. So they can copy it. And then, they're going to say, man, I did this quiz. This quiz gave me the right thing. It was by this guy named Ted. Join this community. It's free. Just here's the link. Boom. That's what we're doing. Make sense? Oh, go ahead, Cheryl.
Okay, so if they get that advice, is there, I always worry about the worst case scenario. Is there, if they get advice from this and it's the wrong advice, what are the legal implications?
Yeah. So, but what I would tell you is the legal implications go back to you, right? But it's up to you to put in the disclaimer. This is not X, Y, and Z advice, right? And if you're not qualified, don't be giving advice. I'm not on here giving out heart surgery advice because I ain't a medical doctor and I don't play one on Zoom. So
do you stay at a Holiday Inn Express though? That's the question.
It just depends.
I'll stop being funny now.
You
So
know, it just depends, Sometimes if I didn't have my V8, I wake up sideways. I totally get it. Right? But does this make sense, guys? Do you see the value of what we're bringing to the table and empowering you with? Garrett?
I think what will answer Cheryl's concern is that it's going in to get your information off of your data to
Mhm.
give the advice. It's not going
Yeah.
to the internet. It's not asking any other AI. It's using you, correct?
So it is using AI
Well,
to
to use it, but it's
right.
not going out into the cyberspace to go
No,
get
it's
any
based on the
information out
context,
there.
doc. So the more stuff you put in, the better off. But the key is to make sure that people understand that, hey, this isn't a diagnosis. This is a roadmap. Does that make sense? Go ahead,
If
Julie.
we have a disclosure or something in our stuff already, will it take that into account and like give it the blurb on the bottom of with the disclosure that we already have?
Yep. So one of the things that we're working on now is to put like a checkbox next to it to say, I understand that this isn't medical, legal, or financial advice, so that they have to opt into that before they click the button. Very similar, like on ChatGPT. In the terms of service of ChatGPT, even though people use it for legal advice, they tell you don't use it for legal advice, but people still gonna do it, right? So, the best thing is to make sure you're already qualified in the area that you're giving advice in, and make sure you already have your insurances, errors and omissions things that you had, whether you were using ChatGPT to answer some basic questions or not. This isn't to replace Julie Smith. This is a supplement to Julie. This isn't to replace Ted's books. This is a supplement to Ted's books. But it's a way for people to try it out before they buy the book, before they buy the training, so that they can see, man, does Ron know what he's talking about? Do I agree with the speaker flywheel? Do I agree that as a speaker, I'm limiting myself to one modality? And if they don't agree with that, they can join somebody else's group that says you should only be a speaker. You shouldn't be trying to do all these other things. Cool. But over here, we talk about the whole thing. That's the beauty of where we are. You can follow the leader that dances to the tune that you want to dance to. Got it? Any other questions? Thoughts on the ability to create a quick course and the ability to create a unique tool that nobody else has? I don't care if someone else is shy, unless they put in the same context doc that Ted put in, it's going to give different advice because this was built on Ted's blog post. Totally a whole new world. Go ahead, Julie.
If you were to tell somebody where to start, because there's all the pieces, what's the starting order? What's
Yep.
the best way to use the flywheel effectively?
Yep. So it's exactly what we have here. The first thing, you got to fix your profile. Once you have your profile, start doing outreach. Once you start doing outreach, you're going to get booked, which is going to give you enough time to prepare to give the talk. Once you give the talk, because you can't get reviews if you don't give a talk. Does that make sense? Right? Once you get reviews, they're going to go into your community. But if you didn't do the outreach to get the gig, then you're not going to get reviews or have people in your community. If you don't have people in the community, they can't buy your courses. So it's built to work in this order. And all of our design inside of the app is all built in order. Fix your hub, right? Once you fix your hub, go in and put a little basic training about yourself in the library so you have some assets. You don't want to invite people to live on barren land. Imagine if I had a bunch of barren land and I'm like, you should buy a house out here. No, I need a fire department. I need a grocery store and a gas station and a water, make sure the water lines are there. I'm not joining an empty community. Does that make sense? So put something in there, even if it's basic, inside of the community. Now that your hub is ready, start doing outreach. Don't start with conferences. Start going on podcasts and then move your way up. You see how that works? Everything is in order. Now, once you've done the outreach, come in and see how many you did, follow up. Once you learn that, oh, okay, I kind of see how this works, create your first campaign. Oh, I don't want to do this all day. I want to create a campaign now that I've realized that this actually does work. Once you get the gig, come over here to Speaker Coach and get coached up. Put your YouTube video of your speech in there, just like I did. I come over here. I got my speech from October when I was out with you guys, and it coached me up on what I needed to do better. Right? Let me go back. Let me see if it's here. My October speech is in here somewhere. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Boom. Oh, that's a different one. But my October speech when I was with you guys, it is definitely in here. And there it is right there. It gave me an 80 out of 100 and told me what I needed to fix. Does that make sense? So we help you with that entire thing, because if you're not getting better, your competition is. Right? So any questions before I know most of the people here have SpeakerHUB already, but for those who are watching the replay, I want to give you an opportunity to get access to what we're doing. And yeah, Gary.
One of the things that, tell me if I'm wrong, sometimes I am, sometimes I think I am, then I find out I'm right. But if you have a book or a course already created, you can import that into the system.
So you can, the books, yes. The courses, we don't have an import yet because most of the course systems don't have an export, right? So because they have made it hard to get the stuff out, you know, they use, if you ever use the CRM and you tried to export your data, they give it to you in 95,000 files to make you not, the transition cost to be so high. You're like, I'm just going to stay here because I don't have 8 days to connect these CSV files. So the crossover part is a bit difficult, but I can show you how you can do it. I just want to make sure that no one believes that they can just instantly take their other course and the words and everything are going to be the same. What you can do is come in and inside of your library, the hub library, you can come in and recreate the course manually, right? And then just paste them in. It's still pretty simple. Or you can put the outline in and it'll build the outline for you. And then now you just got to paste the videos you already made. But there's no one button import. And that's not our fault. That's the other course company's fault. One of the examples I like to use of this is Amazon sells Apple's products, right? But why did Amazon let Apple put their reviews from the Apple website into Amazon? It's goofy. You would think that they would sell more if they had more reviews, right, from different sources versus one source. But companies don't work together and they want to keep you in their ecosystem, right? So, but yeah, that's the one thing. But if you got something that's already selling, you already got a community, I wouldn't tell you to move them because they're already settled and you may lose some people in the transition. But if you're starting over from scratch or your community has kind of died, then I would move without a doubt. Why? Because we have the easiest way to do it and ours is self-perpetuating. When someone hears you speak, they're automatically added to your community. You don't have to take them out of here and move them there. And once they're in the community, they get access to the courses. So you don't have to export, move this, do it. None of that. All in one place, not all over the place, right? And the great thing about this is we made it really, really, really simple for those who are just starting out with us. So what we did is we created this thing here, and it's a lifetime deal for hubs. And basically, it is the simplest lifetime deal ever because we realized everybody don't want to pitch. Even though they should be pitching, we go through ups and downs with how much volume we spend on pitching. So we created a new lifetime deal that only focuses on hubs for those who are trying to build their thought leadership. They're not trying to do corporate consulting with our other products. They don't really need a lot of coaching from me. They just want access to be able to use the system and prove that it works. So we created a new lifetime system just for hubs. And it's basically, if you pay us for 1 year for hubs, we will give you access forever. 1 year, we give you access for life. Now, it doesn't come with monthly pitches. This is a one-time pitch bonus. It doesn't come with pitches every month. A lot of you guys got lifetime that includes coaching with me, all of our other products and services. You get pitches every month. You get access to everything early. For hubs, we had to get rid of that because we're kind of our limit of how many people I can continue to coach for the rest of my life. I don't have that much capacity. But for those who just want access to hubs, you can get access to the basic level of hubs for $249. Or you can pay $19 a month forever. But now it's pay 1 year, we'll give you access for life. On the Builder program, this is $47. This is the one that's our normal $47 program. And we give you 500 leads so that you can start doing some outreach. And then all of your future leads, you have to purchase the pitch packs. But this is not a bad deal. And then this one includes the speaker tools. This is where you can use the tools, you get the courses and the community, but you get 1,500 leads to use across podcasts, media outlets, and small and large speaking gigs, right? Once these 1,500, they don't expire. You don't have to use them in 2 weeks. Once they're used, then you can buy more as you see fit, right? But this gives you access to SpeakerHUB, speaker tools, everything you would want from a community platform and things of that sort. There is a small rev share because we have to cover the credit card cost and things like that. But that's on every platform, so that's nothing to be surprised about. Ours is right in the middle of what the normal fees are. Some places like Udemy take 75% of your course revenue if you put a course or a training on Udemy. Ours is 10%, but that covers everything that you would need from that perspective. Does that make sense? So this is what's available. I'll put the link in the chat. And I'm sure Gary will share it with the replay for those who are interested in getting one of the lifetime deals with hubs. It's basically you pay once and you never pay us again. Several of the people on the call have our other lifetime deal and they've never paid us again. They paid once. They have access to everything that we offer. And they get access to it before everyone else. So right now, Hubs is only available to people with lifetime accounts. So anybody who has lifetime, Cheryl, if you go in, your stuff is already turned on. It's been on since Friday. Julie, your stuff is already turned on. Yvette, your stuff is already on. So the lifetime members get access to things about 2 to 3 weeks before everybody else because we want to walk you through it personally, but we also want to get your feedback on how to improve it, right? So we give you a lot of hands-on attention. We do daily training calls that you all get access to, but hubs won't be available to the public for probably another 2 weeks for them to be able to sign up. Right now, it's only through lifetime members because we want to invest in the people that invest in us, right? Any questions about, I know we've been on for an hour and a half, so Yvette is here. Yvette has been with us for almost 2 years now, a little bit over a year and a half, and she's one of our lifetime members, and she is kicking behind, traveling all over the world, doing speaking gigs, using SpeakerHUB on podcasts, things of that sort. So if you all have any questions for me or Yvette, feel free to ask. Gary, anything from your perspective, anything I left out?
Well, I was going to say, Ted, don't be shy. Uh, So, it's really the tools that allow us to do the things that we don't like to do and the things that get in the way. And I'm no different. I talked about in my latest blog, in my newsletter, I want to become excellent at what I'm good at and delegate the rest. And what SpeakerHUB does is takes a lot of the blocks, the question marks. And the biggest thing about SpeakerHUB is Ron is there and his team is there. If you get stuck, they are still there. And so and I'll tell you, the investment, not the price, the investment now is so much uh, different, put it that way, than when we started with SpeakerHUB. And it is a little bit of a different product, or not, well, it's a bigger product now, but it's more achievable, affordable. Uh, it is, you know, to me, it's a no-brainer. So, and that's why we brought, Ron and SpeakerHUB into the Breakthrough Business Mastery, boot camp, where we train people not only how to be in the business of speaking, but on the stage presentation. And pretty much everybody here has been there. Um, Dr. Givette, obviously you haven't. We haven't met yet.
But welcome to come on board.
So what happened to Ron?
Where'd he go?
I don't know.
I was just gonna go ahead and compliment him.
Disappearing act.
This is literally everything I've been looking for. He's got it all here, and I've been a moron not to take advantage of it. Gary, I've been texting you throughout this just there's a lot to digest here.
So
This is
whether
gonna be
you're
fun.
live on the call here or watching on the replay, and we'll be sending this out, making it available. But it takes a community. This is just one of those things that we can lean on each other and be better for it. So I'm pacing time to see if Ron pops back in. This is the weirdest thing in the world. Not sure what happened.
So
But
there's
anyway,
so much in his thing that it's overwhelming,
that's it.
which is why I asked where to start and whatever. And I've tried to get the profile together and whatever, and I'm just not getting my shit together.
Well, we'll connect you.
We'll work on it together, Jules.
Yeah.
We'll work on it together.
And I can tell you what I did. I don't know how you feel about me jumping in here, Gary.
Please do.
So, I feel exactly like you do, Julie. There's so many levels if you look at the flywheel that someone can kind of jump into. I was a TED speaker, and an engineer, and coming in at a level where I didn't think I needed to start at the beginning. But in order for this to work as it is set up, I had to circle back and start at the beginning because no one taught me how to be a speaker or how to build my speaking business. As someone who became disabled after a brain and spinal cord injury, I literally backed into this when people said, your story is important and it's inspiring and people need to hear it. So no one taught me how to build an actual business. And I didn't even realize that speaking could be a business. And now I can actually use it as an opportunity to build legacy. And I'd never really been taught those levels of speaking. And so, as he mentioned, and again, it looks like you have a great team and friendships, and Ron's always available if you want to set up a call with him to take you through each and every one of those steps. And it's one of those things where I had to just kind of close my eyes and trust that if I build it, they will come. And he mentioned, my going to Portugal and speaking in front of international airports and building a governance organization that I didn't even know existed until I started to use everything that I've ever done. Instead of creating something new, all of my experiences, good and bad, were my superpower, for lack of a better word. I was able to talk about the things that I have gotten over emotionally and can speak about professionally to help other people who either were born disabled, who needs to understand the disability community, who, like myself, found disability at a quarter life and with a family. And I just realized by telling my story, companies wanted me to share how I got through it, over it, under it. And so, it's possible, Julian, if you're having problems with the system itself, if it's technical, the good news is he'll fix it. He has an incredible team that can take any type of technical or back end computer issues that are making the interface not work. And I trust that with just the people on this line that you could do it. I remember meeting Ted on one of our daily calls, and just the fact that he already has this set up and he's teaching people about being shy just blows my mind. You've taught me so much, Ted, because my husband's shy. I never stopped to think that there was a way to even walk and talk through that. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you for that. We have a son who is a little introverted, for lack of a better word, but it's a thing. And the fact that you're shy, but you're willing to talk about it really does represent your superpower. So I love that you said that. And of course, I'm open to questions and to give you my honest experience and answers. That's one of the reasons I wanted to jump on today, because I too feel overwhelmed sometimes because there's just so many ways to go. And that's because your business can grow where it's planted. So it depends on where you want to plant your business.
Well, hold on. His internet died and he's now coming back on.
Perfect. That's what happens in those parts of the country.
Oh, I know. Well, it happened that, timing is everything. It wasn't right in the middle of the training or the explanation, but where is he? I just
He
let him
needs
back in.
Yvette, he needs to go ahead and pay you for this, because you just added a whole lot.
Oh, there
Ron,
he
you
is.
you owe Yvette like a fee. You really do. A speaker's fee, a promotional fee, affiliate fee, something, because she was amazing while you were gone.
I
Can
will
you hear
take
us, Ron?
that. Thank you, Cheryl.
You're welcome. I mean it too.
Well, do you have any questions for me while we're trying to get Ron to jump in and jump on?
Well, and he says, I'm trying from
He's
my phone, but
trying.
it's not working. But we have
Uh-oh.
his picture.
Yvette, what I'd like to do is connect with you. I've got a podcast I'm launching, and you would be a perfect guest.
Oh, yay. I would love that.
A second podcast that I'm launching, and you would be amazing. I would love that.
Congratulations and thank you. I'll be
Thank
happy
you.
to join you.
Yeah, let's
Hey,
connect.
thank you. Julie, what exactly, if you'll start at the beginning of your concern, are you running into, and I can see if I can help.
Well, part of it is capacity, right?
Mhm.
The, there's only so many hours in a day, and I'm doing like 9 people's worth of stuff all the time. Um, so finding the time to actually be in there and know where to input what thing and optimize the profile so that I'm ready to pitch. And then I I did a little bit of it. I pitched a little bit, and none of the places that I put now I'm talking like 10 or 12 places, not enough to really um, complain, I guess, but none of them were actively looking for speakers, or I didn't get a response even with a follow up. And so even a no would have been better, because then I would have had an interaction, the follow up of the thank you, let me know if you're looking for something in the future, something, whatever, right? So that I could play with the system actually working and tracking it and so on. I just didn't get anywhere. And so I didn't even have a chance to like see the system in action for me. I've seen him do the demo a few times, and I'm like, okay, that seems easy. And then I go back in a week later or 2 weeks later when I have time, and I'm like, wait, where was this thing? And how come I can't find the whatever and what, and so yeah, he plays with it all the time and he's got his system and he demos it and whatever. But if there's gaps of time in between, I just get lost. And I have parts and pieces like you did, right? I have given some talks already. I've written some books already. I've had some trainings, in the can already. I've got all these pieces and parts, and I want to put them all together so that they can all actually work to feed the wheel. But if I'm not having any exposure, then it doesn't matter how many courses I put in the library. But it just, yeah, the whole thing just gets overwhelming because there are so many pieces, and even in the little bit of trying that I've done, I just haven't seen the system work for me.
Got it. Well, thank you for sharing that, Julie, because, to be perfectly honest, every single time I see him do it, I learn something new. And being on this call tonight, I learned something new. Even as long as I have been with SpeakerHUB, I always learn something new, mostly because he's developing it on the back end. I think every 3 months it gets better because he changes it and enhances it based on our feedback. But I can tell you that it took me probably about 50 pitches to start to hear back. It's a numbers game, and that applies anywhere that you go. And I would suggest, and what I've done is to schedule some time or do work groups. Some of us in the Lifetime Club just get together and do work groups. I process slowly, so I have to see things sometimes 100 times just to get it. But once I get it, I've got it. But schedule some time with him and he will take over your screen, which is what he did with my screen earlier because I wasn't moving fast enough. And he was able to say, Yvette, let me show you how to do this. And to do it with him, in my experience, helps me retain it better. It's like taking notes, right? It transcribes to my brain. So I'm thinking three different things based on what you've told us. First, Julie, everything you've done is important and it's valuable and it can be transformed into something new. Yes, you absolutely need to build the bucket because if you build it, they will come. The opposite is true if you do nothing. And so don't feel as if you can't build it because you have to be ready for your yes. It will come. And, the third thing I would say is sit down one on one, make sure your screen is shared so that you can actually walk through it during those small windows of time when you could just spend 10 minutes and then 20 or maybe 50 minutes whenever you find those pockets because you'll be that much further the next time you jump into it and give yourself grace and time. I had to say to myself, especially after suffering a brain injury, and I know this is not your situation, but I keep comparing myself to the quick-witted, quick learning person I used to be. And I had to pretty much resign to this is who I am, this is what I think, this is the time I have allotted, this is the energy that I can apply to this because it's brain work for me and do just a little at a time. Just being on this call tonight, I had to carve this time out and make sure that I could do this, which means I may not be able to do, something else, but I felt like it was worth the investment and because it's an actual investment, that I need to make sure I get my money's worth and bring anyone in and be on these calls and feed my family the best way that I can. But these are multiple streams of income. Everything that you're doing, everything you can do, and all the things that you're capable of doing. And I just got to the point where I was just tired of not feeling like I had my full potential and my dream opportunity and job. And these are all the tools I need to get it done. Of course, the IC comes from me, right? I'm dumping into this tool, into this bucket, into SpeakerHUB, what I know, what I've done, like you said, my books, my TED Talks, my other videos that I have out there. I just needed one place to put everything. And that's where I find the greatest value because it's the one place that I can actually put everything. And once I put it in, it's like moving into a house. I'm opening up boxes, I'm shining things, putting them in different rooms, but at least I have the one place to put all those boxes to make sure that I open them and I have a shelf to put them in, a room to, display them, and an opportunity to see them and use them. I hope that makes sense, but I'm also happy to help you as well because every time, I partner with someone who has similar or same goals, I grow as well.
That's great. Thank you.
It was saying I was muted.
Yeah.
I've been texting back and forth with Ron, and he has maybe one bar, and my texts are taking 30 seconds or more to even go through. So we're going to wrap up. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate all of you that are watching on the replay. If you have any questions, please reach out. Ron's available. My direct email is gary@garybarnesinternational.com. We're here to serve, and we want to be able to really make the best of your time, energy, and giving a place for your voice to be heard. And like Dr. Yvette has said, everybody has a message, everybody has a mission if you're willing to take it up. So with that, we're going to cut it off tonight. Thank you again, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night. Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much.